Hi, welcome to the Burlington County Energy Aggregation educational video brought to you by Commercial Utility Consultants Incorporated. What is energy deregulation? Energy deregulation is the separation of distribution and supply. New Jersey has been deregulated since 1999. Since then, approximately 18% of the residential customer base has switched with the third-party supplier that they have chosen. As illustrated in the picture below, before 1999, your local distribution company would generate electricity and bill you for the supply and distribution portion of your bill. After 1999, your local distribution company is only responsible for the distribution of your electricity. They must buy electricity from third-party electric suppliers. Your local distribution company will still bill you for the distribution and supply portion of your bill, but will remit the supply portion to the suppliers who generated the electricity. Here's a look at the deregulation process. In order to make up your current rate, the Board of Public Utilities, also known as the BPU, runs a statewide auction. The auction results make up the basic generation service portion of the bill, which is also known as the supply portion of your bill. On your current electric bill, you can see these charges by finding the line item BGS, or Basic Generation Services. The last BPU auction was held on February 2016. Here's a look at some of the suppliers who make up the current default BGS rate. BP Energy Company, Exelon Generation Company, and Trans-Canada Power Marketing, to name a few. What is government energy aggregation? The Government Energy Aggregation Act of 2003 was passed allowing counties and municipalities to aggregate their load and compete for a cheaper price versus the local distribution company. In 2012, NJAC Title 14 was passed, allowing municipalities to aggregate the residential users to compete for a cheaper price versus the local distribution company. All contracts and bid documents are sent to the BPU and Rate Council for review. The Department of Community Affairs, also known as the DCA, has oversight through the entire auction process. Here's a look at how the process works. Your local municipality competed against the Board of Public Utilities Basic Generation Service to save you money. The auction was open to all New Jersey licensed suppliers and was held on June 14, 2016. Tri-Eagle Energy was the winning supplier. The auction prices were compared against the utility default rate. In order to move forward, the winning rates must be lower than the utility rate. The rate is locked in for a 14-month term and is 100% price guaranteed and will always be lower than the utility's rate to compare. Here's a look at the Burlington County auction results. The auction was held on June 14, 2016, and the winning supplier was Tri-Eagle Energy. For PSE&G residents, the winning rate was 0.11935 per kilowatt hour versus the PSE&G default rate of 0.12515 per kilowatt hour. For JCP&L residents, the winning rate was 0.08793 per kilowatt hour versus the distribution default rate of 0.1096 per kilowatt hour. For Atlantic City Electric residents, the winning rate was 0.08793 per kilowatt hour versus the ACE default rate of 0.10073 per kilowatt hour. The rate is fixed for a 14-month term and will begin supplying your home September 2016. Here's what to expect next. You will receive a letter from your municipality explaining the program. The letter will also include information regarding Tri-Eagle Energy, the winning rate, and the opt-out options. The program only includes those who are not currently with a third-party supplier. The form letter, developed by the Board of Public Utilities, includes program information and also ways to opt out of the program if you wish to do so, including a mail return and an 800 number and an informative website. After the initial opt-out period, your utility will send a switch-over letter. The letter will come directly from your local distribution company and will confirm your exact start date with Tri-Eagle Energy. Tri-Eagle Energy will begin serving the electric supply with your next available meter read date in September 2016. Here is a look at a sample JCP&L bill. Please note the yellow arrow. The only line item that will change is where it's marked BGS Energy, or Basic Generation Service. This line item will be replaced with Tri-Eagle Energy. You will still receive one bill from JCP&L. JCP&L will now remit the supply portion to Tri-Eagle Energy rather than the suppliers that make up the BGS energy charge. Here's a look at a sample PSE&G bill. Please note the yellow arrow. The only line item that will change is where it's marked BGS Energy. This line item will be replaced with Tri-Eagle Energy. You will still receive one bill from PSE&G. PSE&G will now remit the supply portion to Tri-Eagle Energy rather than the suppliers that make up the BGS energy charge. And here's a look at a sample Atlantic City Electric bill. Please note the yellow arrow. The only line item that will change is where it's marked BGS Energy, or Basic Generation Service. This line item will be replaced with Tri-Eagle Energy. You will still receive one bill from Atlantic City Electric, and now ACE will remit the supply portion to Tri-Eagle Energy rather than the suppliers that make up the BGS energy charge. Here are some frequently asked questions. Who do I call if my electric goes out? You will still call your local distribution company, as they still remain responsible and always will be responsible for the distribution lines entering your home. Will I be penalized if I do not become part of this program? No. You may opt out at any time for any reason with no penalty. Will there be a different or two separate bills? No. You will still receive one bill from your local distribution company. Does this hurt the utility? No. Your local distribution company will always remain your distribution company. They will still bill you for the distribution and supply. The only change is that they will now remit the supply portion to Tri-Eagle Energy rather than the suppliers that make up the BGS default rate provided by your local distribution company. Who do I call with billing questions? You may still call your local distribution company or Tri-Eagle Energy. If I opt out, can I opt back in? Yes, you may opt out or opt in at any time for any reason. Is budget billing offered? Yes. If you currently enjoy budget billing, you can continue budget billing throughout the program. Please see your energy information pack for for your specific utility information regarding budget billing. What if I already have a third-party supplier? If you are currently on a third-party supplier rate, you must wait until the end of your current contract, and then you may opt into the program. Why do I have to opt out versus opting in or not participating in the program? The opt-out option is an aspect of the program written by the Board of Public Utilities. The law requires us to follow the statutory guidelines in order to establish and participate in this type of program. Thank you.